Wow, hitting all the wrong buttons at the wrong times. Anyway, hey, good evening. Welcome to Flying with Mike. Promised a flight during the week. Almost didn't make it. Oh man, it's been a week. But that's okay. It's been a whirlwind. We've had Lily the last couple of days, couple of events we went to, and the normal aches and pains of work. But you know what? We're here. We're going to try, and we are going to fly from Burlington, Vermont, down to Philadelphia. Otherwise, we call it Philadelphia. Philadelphia. Anyway, I'm not going to go there because they love to say, oh, that's a copyright strike. So, um, but anyway, we're going to fly American Airlines, which would have been, this is the U.S. Air side of the house that did most of the East Coast. America West did most of the West when they merged. And, there's some learning lessons in that whole merger of America West with U.S. Airways, or should I say, who bought U.S. Airways? Whoa, what some reading you could do. May not put you to sleep either. That's what's interesting. So a lot of things tested with that one. Anyway, we're not testing anything other than the fact we're with American Virtual, which, by the way, speaking of which, let's get that ACARS system fired up while I'm thinking about it. And then we'll head on down to Philadelphia. Gate 6 is where we're at. We are going to try this on VATSIM. And yes, another night flight. We're getting more and more into these. We'll see how this all pans out. All right, just making sure the flight starts. Because one of the flights in the past near history here, we had all of this set up. All we had to do was click start flight. Yeah. 3.5 hours later into the flight, I went, oh my gosh. So anyway, so I hope y'all enjoy this flight. I hope this kind of inspires you to, get out of your comfort zones, get over to X-Plane. Check it out, folks. ToLiss has got some really, really good products. I had someone tell me once, oh, but they're expensive. And they're not in the other one? Come on. It's a fortune just to get into the sim, let alone the add-ons. So, hey, check it out, folks. You're going to find X-Plane to be pretty impressive. You may not like it because I can't find my house. Or if you're like a GA pilot and you fly VFR, get that, got that, understand that. There are things free out there. Oh, wait. I used that nasty word in flight sim world. Free. Out there for you to help improve it. So I'm still kind of wishy-washy on the wall on that. And my apologies to the mighty OG. No, he's a great guy. He's not mighty. He's a really good, humble person and Christian, and just great to know. So, but I am really, really tossing it about. So, anyway, let's get in the plane. Let's get this fired up. And I hope if you are thinking, we have a few pilots here who, let me rephrase that. We have a few followers here who are actually in flight training. One just achieved the instrument rating, working towards their commercial. Another beginning the pathway towards a private pilot. It's going to take a little time. Got a really good friend. We used to live real close by. Took him quite a bit to finally get that PPL, private pilot license. So folks out there, those of you tuned in, what are you thinking about? What would you, where are you along maybe that path, or are you thinking about it and would like some help? I have a private pilot's license. And it's funny, the amount of people I meet and I tell them that, they're like, really? I said, yeah. And really, folks, if you're aspiring for it, go for it. Flying is a great thing. Yes, it's very regulated for a really good reason. So take that step. All right, so let's pop up here in the cockpit, see what kind of damage we can do from Burlington. And by the way, and I can't confirm this that I know of, we flew a fly-in, we being the virtual USA flying club that I'm a part of also for GA. I don't fly a lot there, and I am trying to, yes, Mr. Cinnabon, I'm trying to get into it more often. But when I do, I try to pick really good ones, and the one I got out of Burlington actually was an X-plane fly-in, and X-plane, I guess the founder either lives here or the company is here. I don't know the whole behind the scenes look at it, but it's another good reason to fly out of Burlington, Vermont. That and the fact that it is leaf season now, and they are, I'm hearing, pretty spectacular up here this year. All right, so let's do it. Let's get this plane airborne. As always, we use the checklist. I use the A319 because if you fly the A319, 320, 321, ultimately even the A330, there isn't much difference. Really is not a lot different in each of the checks that you're doing. The aircraft are so similar. The biggest hurdles to overcome are the sizes, engines, fuel flows, stuff like that. Cockpit, it's pretty much the same. So that's a cool thing to me. That's one less thing. I already got the switches for the most part memorized. There are some new ones. I mean, you throw the 340 in, they put 2 more throttles in it. Come on. So, but anyway, let's get going. So we'll head up to the top here. Actually, you know what? Let's back up a step. Let's get some Toolkit in here real quick. See what we have ahead of us. All right, so you can see rain smattered about here on the VATSIM map, or Sim Toolkit map, sorry. Oh, but that reminds me of another thing I need to do. How'd I do? Yeah. And these were not planned, by the way, these all of a sudden inserts. Insert VATSIM radar. All right, well, that's getting to where it needs to be. Okay, so you can see we have Boston Center up. We'll talk to them here shortly. But basically, it's a pretty simple route. Direct Albany, then on to the Spuds. 7 arrival. Currently, right now, looks like a 27 right approach. We'll see. Since there's no ATC, that's a good bet. But again, let's check the weather. How about we first see what we're going to fly with? Approximately 27,875 pounds in payload, which will include 125 peeps and 6,000 pounds of cargo. Okay, it will not include 6,000 pounds of cargo, probably about 400, because it's with SimBrief, it's kind of built into the figures. Your routing for today, Albany to DNY Spud 7 arrival. They're going to put 12,400 pounds of fuel into plane. And weather-wise, here in Burlington, the latest is west wind at 250 at 6, 10 miles visibility. Those are good numbers. And a few clouds at 2,600 to 4,100 feet, and overcast 5,000. So really, it's not an all bad night here. Could be better, but hey, we'll take it. Any time we can hop into cockpit's always a good flight. 280 at 11 in Philadelphia. 10-mile visibility, some scattered clouds to dodge around at 5,500, broken layer at 7,000. Hopefully airfield management will get out there and fix the sky so it's no longer broken. And it's a balmy 14 degrees there. Oh wait, that's Celsius. 57 on the Fahrenheit scale. So not a bad night in Philadelphia. Hang on. I thought that's what I heard. I'm going, what am I hearing in my ears? It's music, and I wish I could play it for you all, but I got a feeling one of the two, YouTube or Twitch, would go, copyright infringement, sorry. So, but it's nice that I can hear it. All right, so that wraps up our Sim Toolkit brief. Let's get into the aircraft now. Now, I've already loaded it. What I use, there's a couple of ways to load it if you didn't know. You could come down here, click the mechanic panel, and you've got about 5 pages of stuff you can do here. And then you have an attendant page, a couple of pages there to play with as well. When you're done here, and by the way, I can set chocks, I can set the external power, fuel it, cargo, all of that, even bring in the caterers, all from right here. Or you can come over here and again, reading the manuals. I'm not going to walk you through it. Read the manuals. If you're going to take that leap and get into flying, you're gonna read. Trust me, there are no cliff notes, and you don't want cliff notes. And if you don't know what a cliff note is, lucky you. Anyway, but you can put that same, well, it's called the ISCS, which is actually short for the Interactive Simulation Control System, this plug-in. I can actually put that on my EFB and work from it here. So I could just go to ISCS, ground service, and do what I want here. So anyway, that's how you would load the plane. And like I said, it is loaded, 125 people, 12,400 pounds of fuel, and 200 front and back in the cargo bays. And you can see what it's yielding, about 100 pounds heavier than what SimBrief said, which is fine for me. All right, now let's get back here and get going. Since we got that little step taken care of, we'll head up top. All right, when you come in, I always make sure the fuel pumps are off. I set it up for turnaround so the external power will be on and the aircraft is on it. So you don't have to click anything other than your lights. No smoking. Emergency lights to arm. And then set your cockpit lighting. Now I have ground control set, and all that is so you can do your CVR, which is a cockpit voice recorder. It's all you're going to get when you push it. A tone. Fire checks. Optional, but you know, sometimes I'll do it. Click the test for cargo smoke and it'll come up here in a couple seconds. That's all we're looking for, and they've all been tested now. Now, since the plane's loaded, I'm going to go ahead, hit the master switch, drop back down, clear it, and just wait for it to say flap open. That's exactly what's happening. The flap is opening, so when we hit the start button, the air can come into the APU jet. It is an actual jet type engine, and so it obviously will need air to operate. And we'll click start. All right, from here, while we're waiting, let's get back down to the panel, and let's check. Right here's our spoilers. They're down, not armed. Flaps are up, 0, and you can verify the flap setting. You got to kind of do this, but it's right here. Okay. Cockpit doors unlocked. I've got things set, ready to go. Frequencies for now. And a pesky cough still being pesky. Okay, the APU is now available, so we'll go up top, hit the APU bleed, and continue on. The air panel will set down a notch. Actually, we'll keep them right where they are because it is a little chilly up here. Cross bleed right here is good in the auto position. External power can now be disconnected. Okay, and we are now on internal APU power. If you want, and I will, come on down so you don't forget, deselect the external power. All right, the electrical panel looks good, just 2 degrees, and the ventilation looks good. ADR 1. On bat was good. Number 3, on bat's good. On bat for number 2, good. What are we doing? We are starting the alignment process for our navigation systems. Strobe lights are in the auto position, nav logo in the number 2. There are actually 2 bulbs in that wing out on the edge. Number 1, number 2. And don't let it fool you to think that if you only select one, you don't get the lights in the back, because you do. But if one of those position lights aren't working, you've got to make a call to the mechanic. All right, continuing on, emergency lights, they're in the arm position. Light check real quick around the horn. All the bulbs look good. All the bulbs look good, and all of them look good. And we'll dim things out here in a minute. Landing elevation pack flow, we'll keep it at normal. Did our fire checks, engine radios are on. Let's get down here and start working the McDo. And with that, I'm going to bring charts in, because in a couple of seconds we are going to be setting the coordinates. We have 7 minutes to alignment. Okay, we have the CFMs on board. Go to init. Again, read the manual. If you want to just be able to click init request, it'll tell you how to set it up. More importantly, there's 3 questions you have to figure out on your system what you're comfortable with. All right, and now the alignment. Okay, so we are in Burlington. Stand 6. So we're just looking for 1 through 8A. So we need north 4428.2. All right, that is incorrect. So we'll make it say that 4428.2 north Now let's work the longitude side. 73, 9.3 degrees. 7309.3 west. 4428.2 north. When you're happy, click align, and that starts the process. Clear, clear, and clear. Winds requested, and we'll now clear that out, and now we're back here. Now my checklist continues by going to flight plan. I kind of do things a little different. While I'm here, I am going to go to the weight balance again. Make sure what's in here in the initial fuel prediction matches what's in here. Okay, or to us as close as we can. So we're looking for a zero fuel weight of 23.2. Okay, zero fuel weight center of gravity 28.0. Okay, so we'll just do a diagonal 28.0. Done. Fuel 12.4. Click, and you saw numbers changing ever so slightly. Okay, and that's all I'll do here. And now back to the flight plan page. All right, we'll bring charts back in, and you'll get a good grip on this here in a minute. All right, to me, Airbus is very simple. It's kept very simple. So all we have to do is first figure out what runway we're taking off on. And in our case, it looks like 33. Let's double check 280 at 5. Yeah, that sounds like a good choice. So we'll plan to push back, head up to Gulf, down to Joliet for takeoff. Okay, so here's what we're going to do over here. Departure. Tree. Now that we see there is a SID or a standard instrument, let's look at it. I'm going to first add it to the route. For the most part, it looks like a straight out departure. It says climb assigned heading, vectors to filed navigate. In our case, I don't even, oh yeah, Albany, right there. Okay. To 10,000 feet. So that's our initial climb, unless ATC says something totally different, and it's got to be clear, because there are times when pre-departure clearances, if that's what we're going to get, say things that people take wrong, and I have done it twice in LA, once in LaGuardia. So I'm very careful when it says that. So 10,000 will be our max. So we'll climb out via the Burlington, and there's a good chance they're going to clear us that way. Insert. And since I don't see anything mentioning transitions, that's why I just went on. We're going to leave this manual flight discontinuity in play. So till that way ATC can tell us what they would like us to do. All right, so now let's zoom out. So we're coming to Albany next. Okay, then what is that one? Delancey is the VOR we head to next. And then we're on the Spuds. All right, so click the airport, the arrival. In this case, we do have a, no matter what, we always have an ATIS at Philly. Unless, of course, they just have it down. So currently departing. Oh wait, we're on the departure. Let's go to the arrivals. Here we go. 27 right or 35. Okay. Um, yeah, so everything in the real world looks good. They are landing to, whoa. In the real world, the localizer for 27 right is out of service. That's real world, folks, not flight sim. How about that? Interesting. All right, so we'll fly the RNAV. That, well, in the real world, if you want to fly the ILS here, do it. I am going to try to build upon lessons learned Monday going from Las Vegas to Minneapolis from a viewer and try it out again, see what happens. Until once I see it. Let's take a look at it first. Okay, so you can kind of see what we're going to do. We're going to fly down through Spuds, BJID out to Ferris, okay, and then turn in. Now, if we're on an RNAV, there's a chance we might turn in quicker. I don't know. I've never looked at them. Let's look at it. Okay, it looks like we go all the way out. That's a bummer. I don't see any RNIPs to play with on 27 right. Oh well. Let's do it. Oh, well, now wait a minute. Where's Minchi? Okay, I'm going to close this. All right, so here's where Minji cuts it off a little bit. I'm going to plan, well, for now, we'll plan the big one. What the heck? Let me look at it one more time. Oh, there's Minji right there. My bad. Okay, and yeah, we'll plan it. What the heck? So we'll come over here now. 27 right. Oh, we are flying Spuds. Minji. DNY. Insert. See how easy that was? So we'll go Albany, DNY. Well, let's just look at it. Compare the two. Okay, so DNY Harvey, Harva, sorry, Coral, and then Wilkes-Barre. The infamous Wilkes-Barre, not on this approach. Going in, no, I'm sorry, that's Lendy. Going into JFK, that gets everyone out of sorts because they're like, why are we still at 19,000 feet and 30 miles from the airport? Because you're not going to go and turn right in. You're going to loop around to come in. There's this little city called New York in the way. Okay, Coral. There's Wilkes-Barre, Slate, East Texas. Never understood that one, but hey, go for it. Spuds, Anmar, Bejid, Heifel, Erie, Versa. Okay, now let me dial down. Erie is probably where I'm going to go to Minji. I'm going to be really mad at myself if I end up having to change this back. All right, so there you see we got a little bit of a cutoff to get in there. All right, pretty simple stuff there. Minji, then Martin, then Jailto. And then the runway. Then we're out to Modena and hold. Alternate for today looks like JFK. And it is. I had a feeling. JFK. All right, so that takes care of getting us flight planned. Now, let's go back to flight plan. And let's go to RadNav. We're set. If we have to come back, it's in there. To the performance issue. All right, we'll go to takeoff performance. And one more time, we do not have an ATIS here at the airport, so we have to go 285 at 611 2988. Since I don't have anything, and I'm not going to pull the NOTAMs on it, we'll just go dry, anti-ISO off. Got to start looking at these numbers and think about it. Yeah. We're back into where we could find ice in them there clouds. All right, and then finalize it out. 8,300 feet. Well, let's see what happens. I'm going to go flaps 2. Wrong one. We'll go flaps 2. Okay. So we've got it computed here. Now all we got to do, you could just take these numbers, punch them in right here and there, or you could go the other way to do this. Take off data, requested. It'll come in here in a minute. And since I forgot to put the winds and the correct altimeter into it, it will be off by a little. Okay, that's good enough. We'll punch it in. The nice thing is, yes, I can change things to say 125 130 and 133. All right. Still got the up 07, flex of 67, and these will be fine. Okay, we're ready to go. How about that? Bet you didn't realize it was that close. Okay, rounding this out real quick, and then we're going to get our clearance from Clarence. Okay, seatbelts, pack flow. Wait a minute, where am I? Altimeters are set. We said 8 now. Okay. Initial to 10. Okay, and other than that, anti-skid switch, transponders, beacons will hold right now. Let's get our clearance. Boston Center, American 3295 at Burlington. Request clearance to Philadelphia. Philadelphia. All right, Boston Center, American 3295 cleared via the Burlington 1 departure, initial climb 10,000, flight level 360 and 103453 in the box, and we do understand vectors to Albany. Yeah, we can use 33 if that's okay. Roger, we'll call you when ready for push. American 3295. Thanks. All right, so there you heard it, 10,000, and then he'll tell us when to go up from there. Okay, so vectors to Albany, we need to get down here into the box. 3, 4, 5, 3. Okay, everything's ready to go, plugged in, set, ready to go. Okay, I've got nothing here depicting any movement areas or anything like that. So, okay, so we call for push. All right, let's get rid of the baggage handlers. Put them in auto. And what'll happen is at the other end, they'll come to the plane. Speaking of coming to the plane, flight plan, clear, clear, clear. All right, we'll see how that plays out. What do you say we take to flight? At Boston Center, American 3295 ready to push at Burlington, stand 6 for 33. American 3295 pushing back. We'll advise you when we're ready to taxi.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing. Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming. All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect. Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go. Here comes the pushback. Light 'em up. Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
All right, brake set.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment. And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
All right, just running the final checks here. Radar Room, thank you so much for the follow. We sure appreciate you. Thank you for coming aboard. Look forward to future flights with you. All right, we were just getting ready to set the trim, which is up 07. Okay. Light check. Let me get some things set up here that somehow I've forgotten. Okay. And one last check. Okay, we're ready to go. And Boston Center, American 3295, ready to taxi for runway 33 at Burlington. Via Gulf, cross runway 1 for American 3295. And Boston Center American 3295 off runway 1 on Golf 433. Okay, final checks. Thought I turned wind shear on. No, I did not. There we go. Predictive wind shear on. How much further? 2 intersections. All right. Charlie, then Joliet. And Boston Center American 3295 ready to go, runway 33 at Burlington. Clear for takeoff, runway 33, American 3295. Final checks. All right, here we go. Into the runway. We'll line up. Okay, 100. B1. Rotate. Gear up. And a center American 3295's airborne through 3700 for 10,000. American 3295 cleared up to 36,000 when leaving 8,000 direct Albany. All right, we are now direct Albany, ALB, if you're tracking along with our route. And headed up to flight level 360. Okay, again, sorry for the quietness, just getting into the groove here. We've got everything set up to climb to 36,000. I'm kind of letting ATC kind of be heard more in the background than me, but hey, thanks for coming aboard Burlington, Vermont to Philadelphia, PA. All right, so I hope you all are enjoying the flight. We did the Philadelphia to Burlington a few weeks ago, and I thought it's time to return. Now, I do have a possible flight generated out of this coming up maybe tomorrow. We'll see how timing works out. I got a pretty busy day tomorrow flying. So we'll see how this plays in. Right now, for sure, we're planning Amsterdam to Prague. And from there, we'll see how it goes. We're not doing just a little 2-hour hop or less than. But my other thought process is could make it a very late night. So that's why I'm kind of tinkering around what I'm gonna do. Oh man. But I hope you've all had a great week. It is Friday. Wait a minute. Scratch that. No, it's Thursday. Oh my gosh. My work schedule really plays havoc with my mind. As someone at work said, you got a screw loose. I said, oh, I got a lot of screws loose. So, but hey, welcome in. We're so glad to have you aboard. And great to see. We got Radar Room following us about a few minutes ago. Hey, if you're new to the channel, we'd love you to follow us as well here on Twitch. If you're catching this on YouTube, love for you to subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and maybe even say, hey, I really try hard to answer every comment that comes in on our YouTube channel. So and here, but I unfortunately, due to the pace, sometimes I can't keep up with both. But if you're interested in our YouTube channel, here you go. And I'd love to have you on both. You know, if you missed something here, or if we're having issues with Twitch not wanting, you know, as I like to say, twitching. No. Hey, seriously though, if we're having issues with Twitch and we're having trouble staying online, anything you miss, it is being recorded. So when at the end of the flight, since I don't edit, you'll get the whole flight over there. You just won't be able to directly interact with me. However, you can through the comments. And like I said, I do read them all and try to reply to them all. So, also our Discord channel is another great tool. You can give us flight ideas, which I'm much appreciated by this guy. Or you can just, talk, enjoy the camaraderie that's there, and enjoy. And the link for that just came up in the chat. And by chance, if you're listening to this on YouTube, look in the section of the channel. It'll tell you where you can get a hold of us. And if not, please let me know and I will double check it. All right, let's get back in here in case ATC has something different for us out of Albany. I'm pretty sure they won't. It'll be pretty close to handoff to Washington, and I don't think Washington's up. Nope, they are not. All right. So, and by the way, Twitch or YouTube, you have any questions or suggestions or help in if you see me doing something wrong. We had someone step forward last flight to Minneapolis, and we flew a very, very successful RNIP RNAV approach into Minneapolis. Amazing to watch, and I'm hoping to be able to repeat it. Unfortunately, it's not here. So yeah, let me know, if you see something that looks a little like, hey, well, why'd you do that or this or that? Let me know. I love to try to hone in. I've had great, like I said, last flight, we had a great instructor, we'll call it, on board, helping me through, and boy, a wealth of knowledge came in. We also, several months ago, when we started out with the Rotate MD-11, we had another great pilot, great simmer out there go, you can hit auto, what was it? I forget the pros, but auto flight and then prof, and you're completely set up for your climb. And I'm like, no way. And sure enough, that was really great information. And I appreciate y'all helping me out. I try my best. Folks, I fly a lot of different aircraft here. And believe me, I'm bound to screw them up. So I'm just letting you know. And, I try to fly them as best I can to the real points as I can. Landings can be where you'll go around. Why aren't you going around? Why didn't you go around? I usually just say, I've got 12,000 feet. Plop. That's why. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to flying, shall we? I'm just kind of looking at center here, seeing what's ahead. And we actually have a couple of other real-world airline individuals, not necessarily pilots, but they also help out from time to time in other areas, like helping us out with flight planning. So anyway, love to hear from you in our either the Twitch chat. Sorry about that. American 3295 will maintain flight level 333 or 330. Sorry. I saw him, but I didn't put two and two. Really? Oh, I get it. He's descending. Got it. Got it. It just takes a couple seconds looking at the real world perspective to figure it out. Then we'll go ahead and let them out of their seats. I got a feeling this might be where we cut off our altitude. Ah, we got a company message. Hang on. Something I set up at the gate there. All right, we're going to gate Charlie 17. Ground power, yes. Ground air, yes. Ops frequency 310. Yeah, I don't think. Keep APU shut down when able. Okay. And basically how you set this up. Now, not every airport you're going to get this from, but it's neat that the telex is working with Virtual American. And you basically, let me return. Let me just show it here. Go to McDo, add to menu, page 2. This would say departure clearance. Click on it and fill in the empty spots. And American 3295 will cross Delancey at flight level 190. All right, with us descending, let's go to the next phase. Oops, went too far. Head over here. Landing prediction or performance. All right, arrival information is 20 minutes old. We'll be landing 27 right. Okay. Cool. Our information is correct. Perfect. All right. So let's get to work here. 10:18. Oh no, we'll just go 30.05. Whoops. Temperature 12. And we're expecting a 250 wind, diagonal 8. And for 27 right, we are looking at 211. Okay, there we go. We're 130 and planning 124. Okay, we got everything set for the descent at the moment. All right, we are starting the approach into Philadelphia. Okay, I think we're going to be getting New York Center here. Oh, we do. No, we may not. Looks like they're doing the ocean. Well, I'm not sure who they're going to hand me to, if anyone. Over to Unicom, American 3295. Thanks for the great ATC. Have a good one. $18.5. Unless somebody changes my plans. Okay, here out of Boston. Center's coverage. Give you an idea what we're looking at here. Okay, so you can see our route right through here. We're going to begin our descent here to be at Spuds, I think it is, at 10,000, continuing for the approach. So you can get an idea of what's going on right from here. Now, I've heard things are color-coded for a reason here to let you know things are about to go down, come up. I don't know. I don't use this enough. But I thought I'd throw it in there so you can get an idea where we are, which is right here. Wilkes-Barre is right here. If you're familiar with Pennsylvania and Philadelphia right here. Okay, New York City to the north, Baltimore, DC to the south and west. Weather-wise looks pretty good. So there's not many complaints going to come out of this guy. All right, so we'll go ahead and kind of pull that back. And I need to get my chart up. Hang on, hang on. Spuds at 10,000. So I am going to go ahead and begin that. So again, hope you've all had a pretty good work week. Hey, it's Friday Eve. So look on the bright side. Many of you, it's already Friday. It's the weekend. So I hope you all have a great time this Saturday, Sunday coming up. I've got some granddaughters in the house, so Saturday night into Sunday, no flights. I don't know if I'll even be up for one, so you never know where I work, so how I feel. It's been a rough week, and we're mending muscles and stuff right now. Oof. It's been a rough one, but we'll be somewhat in the positive numbers going in on Saturday. All right, we're through. Let me go ahead and punch that up. We're looking at 30.05. Okay, all set. We're ready for the arrival. Let's start in on some checks. We're doing an ILS, so really it's not tough, folks. Already got the arrival in. We've got the performance in. We've got, no, we have not done the wins. All right, there we go. We even got our gate. Okay. And we're coming down to 10,000. That's name of the game right now. So double check 10,000. All right, we are inbound Philadelphia. And planning Charlie 17. Ooh, nice and close. You guys are going to like where we're parking if you were actually in the back and needed to get out of the plane. Right up against the building. I mean, right up against the main portion of the terminal. So, not a long walk down the corridor to get to that point. Yeah, we're in a pretty good position. I like where we're parking. Here, I'll even give you a preview. Okay, we are slotted for C17. So we'll be coming down to 7. We'll try for Kilo 4. And then work our way up to Joliet. And in either the first or the second area for 17. See it back there in the back? Yeah. Right up against the main portion of the terminal. It's a good place to be if you got connecting flights. Okay, we're through 14,000 and about 15 or so minutes to go, folks. Hey, I want to thank you for flying with Mike today. Again, if you're new to the channel here on Twitch, hit that follow button. By chance, if you're watching this on YouTube, you like what you see, we'd love you to hit that subscribe button. Both options are free. Okay, so just you know, just so that you would know, if you're on YouTube, hey, we'd love to hear from you. You know, let us know where you're from, maybe, or any questions you may have. We'll love to answer comments over there. So love to hear from you. If you like it, hit the thumbs up button. Again, all of that helps us over there. Oh, we are going to what? How are we going to be at? Oh, that's our next descent. Never mind. I'm trying to figure out why are we way up there? We're like 12,000 feet. We're going to be at Texas, East Texas. ETX on the screen there at about 10,000 feet. Oh, man. Quick shout out to Radar Room. Thank you for the follow. We sure appreciate it. All right, let's get back here, look at the spuds. Okay, it is 250, so at East Texas, we will slow it up. All right, just a little background on myself while we got a couple minutes here. I have been in the flight sim industry for about 25 years or so. Started in, I believe, 1999, but it could have been 2000. Either with Flight Sim 98 or 2000. Flew 2000, I know for sure. And 2000 to a Century of Flight in FSX. Where the change came and why I'm on X-Plane now, in the year 2020, I just did not like what I was seeing coming out of them. And one of our moderators on Flying with Mike kept pushing and pushing me to go to X-Plane. And I went, and I'm not going back to Microsoft. I think what goes on here in X-Plane is far better than the other. Things look better, maybe not to the taste many have where they want to see their homes and whatnot, but there are tools here to improve the graphics. I started streaming also in the year 2020, so about 5 years. And you can blame the moderator again. It's his fault that I pulled the trigger and started streaming. But also, there were a couple of streamers out there. I'm not going to name them tonight, but they also had a big hand, inadvertently not realizing they were helping me to pull that proverbial trigger to start streaming, to go live on Twitch. So, one more thing just to reiterate, if you are watching this on YouTube, I get it. Time zones may prevent what I'm about to suggest from you being able to. Hang on. But if you're able, check out our flight schedules at Twitch or in Discord. See if it marries up with you. Hey, come on over to Twitch. We fly. Tomorrow we'll start off at around 1600 Zulu. Universal Time, GMT, however you all hear that. Or adjust for your time zone. And again, I understand it may not be possible for many. Come on, we'd love to hear you live talk. Not hear you necessarily, but meet and greet you and welcome you aboard. So, something to think about. All right, we're coming into East Texas VOR here in the state of PA. We are going to be at 10,000 and 250. I'm going to go ahead, take over speed. No other restrictions down to the approach. I'm going to come down to 5,000 here, so we'll take over speed at this point. Now, at this point, you could activate approach. So, all right, we are now 10 minutes out. If you want to put a prediction in, we don't take channel points. We don't have it offered as biddies or anything like that. But if you would like to make a prediction, it's exclamation mark, predict, space, and a negative number. And again, this is a rare event where I fly at night. I like the ability to be able to do this. And you could see the airplane much clearer. And surrounding territory and all of that. However, at 10,000 feet, the party is over in the back. And we'll come down here one time. Hey. Okay, after spuds, we'll descend to 5,000 feet. Prepare for arrival. Okay. All right, we are inbound to the airport. All right, and as you can see, I'm planning Bojid as the place where I want to be at 5,000. The airport's up ahead. We're actually not that far away. If I remember the region right, that big yellow line right off the center post there going out is the Schuylkill. Some funny stories my dad would tell of that very interstate. Not today, folks, sorry. And I thought I'd bring it up again. Do we have any aspiring pilots in the audience? Love to hear where you are in your progress, or if you are um, with your private or higher in rating. Like I said, we just not too long ago, one of our followers became an instrument rated pilot and started commercial training. We have another one that's just beginning the fun path of becoming a private pilot. And I too am a private pilot. I just haven't flown since 1985. No, they weren't pterodactyls back then with stone wheels. Or were they? No. All right, so here we come. We're at just through 7,000, 3005. Double check altimeter settings here. Still the same, 53 minutes old, so it really could have changed. All right, this is an add-on scenery we're coming in. I find it pretty good, although right now I'm having a little trouble, and it might be that it's X-Plane 11 compliant, not X-Plane 12. Uh, the same company put out St. Louis as well, and there's now we hopefully won't run into this issue where it kind of whitewashes the scenery and but when we get on the ground, if we were in the daytime, you would see what detail they've gone into with some of these airports, with this airport in St. Louis. Here, the rail, the SEPTA, oh, I forget the one goes the other way. But anyway, they're in place. Just a really detailed, they really did a great job. So just say it that way. All right, once we get turned here going back east, we will set for 3000 and LS. Actually, we can go ahead, select LS. And I'm going to go ahead, put it on the other side. All right, let's start our descent. Welcome to the world of Airbus. It's pretty much automated. And that's kind of what came out of that little quote, quote, class Monday into Minneapolis, that the aircraft is just, you know, you just kind of monitor it. You just set a couple things and boom, just monitor your progress. Okay, we've settled on 130. Okay. And here we go. Okay, lights are on. Okay, approach flaps. Okay, we're coming in off Minji. And there's the airport. Let's go flaps 2. Jail tow, which is right here, is where we'll slow up to begin to slow down to 130. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and start that a little quicker. Philadelphia common traffic, American 3295, 11-mile final, correction, 9-mile final, 27 right. Again, hope you've enjoyed the flight from Burlington, Vermont down to Philadelphia, as I like to call it, Philadelphia.
2,500.
Okay, we're fully established. Jail tow, inbound 27 right, gear down, flaps full, spoilers arm, brakes set to medium.
Two thousand. 2000.
All right, you know what? See how bad I can screw it up. Oh, did I say that out loud? All right, we got 3-1-1 at 16. We'll kind of watch. Okay, we are right on path. Drifting, we'll get her in.
1000.
'Kay, we're 800 feet. We plan to land this thing. Okay, stable approach. All right, landing.
400. 300. 100 above. 200. Minimum. 100.
Little long.
40, 30, 20, retard. 10, 5.
No complaints on my part. And I think I am going to make Kilo 4. And Philadelphia traffic, American 3295 exiting at Kilo 4, taxi to Charlie 17 for the gate. All right, we've done our after landing checks. Okay, we are coming up. Here's the Charlie gates. Okay, spot 9. Let's turn in. Okay, brake set. APU available. Looks like the brakes have cooled. All right, they are in. I'm going to kill the beacon. All right, there you go, folks. We are in the gate, Charlie 17. Okay, everything's off. Okay. Welcome in, folks. What a great flight that was. Great control out of Boston on that one. Really good job. They did, and I will tell you, wait a minute, wrong. Oh yeah, I can use this one. Let me see what my PIREP looks like. 267 feet a minute. We'll take it. All right. So yeah, like I said, we had a great approach, great landing, and we'll see how it stacks up here in just a minute. But first, let's take a look outside as the brigades are showing up. Since we're at a hub, I'm going to go ahead quickly get our caterers coming. Just love watching the animation that ToLiss put behind this plane. Just amazing. That little touch of the leveling feet going down and the bars coming out, and of course then the doors open. Just great job. All right, let's get in here and take a look at this flight from a couple of different vantage points. Hang on, I'm looking. All right, we're gonna start with a newer tracker out there called Saitek. And I like the graphics here with it. I really like what they've done. My only drawback is it's hard to tell centers are up. And I know they'll say, well, just switch to the different map. And I'm like, yeah, why can't it be on this one? Anyway, we're not going to squabble over a little thing like that. To be totally honest, that's what the X-Pilot in X-Plane is for. Tell me who's up, who's not. Or, hey, all you got to do, ping me. So, let's get in here and see what they're showing. Probably pretty close to what we just read off. 262, 116 knots, 1.18 Gs. Not bad in my book at all. We're going to zoom in. Get an idea where we actually hit, and it looks like 1,015, 2,100 feet or so down the runway, pretty close to the center line. That's pretty cool. I'll take it. All right. Oh, I know. I gotta do this again. Another neat feature, most every flight tracker has this ability to zoom in, and if they give you, taxi clearances, you can see real quick off this if you don't have charts or anything handy. So really neat tool here. By the way, we're way back there. All right, so we are going to clear that out of here. Let's bring in the official scorekeeper for Flying with Mike, and that's Sim Toolkit. And the main reason I like Sim Toolkit, you're about to see. Did New York Center finally come up or not? Hang on, let's go ahead and complete the flight. That way we can get to it quickly, and then we can call it a night. All right, there's your flight. Let's view the details. This is going to be no different than many of the other flight trackers out there. Hour and 26 minutes out there. Was a 291 mile flight. 1.18 Gs, 269. So really, all in all, they're all talking the same. Sometimes Sim Toolkit's meaner. Sometimes it's very generous with the others. So you never know what you're going to get. So, all right, let's get over here to the full landing report. This is why I like it. 2,130 feet down, or 40 feet down the runway, 4 feet off the center line. So that, with that crosswind, even though it really wasn't all that rough, in the beginning it felt like it, but as we got in closer, it kind of tamed itself. You can see what we were doing on a heading up here. The runway heading should be somewhere. Here it is, 255. So you can see we were almost 10 degrees off. Actually, there's your ideal. We were only 2 degrees off. Pitch looks good. Roll, that's how your wings are in relation, and they were in good shape. Like I said, this is a really good landing. Maybe if any critique on my part that I can take away from this, a little slow. We should have been about 10 knots faster, and I know why. Chop the power, we little at 50 feet instead of 20 feet. So, all right, so again, that's why I use Sim Toolkit. Plus, it's a really good flight planning tool. Really good. Maybe tomorrow we'll get a chance to show it off. So, speaking of showing off, I think it's time we called it. I want to say thank you to everyone who was here tonight. Whoa. Oh, my apologies. I did not mean to cough into your ears like that. Oh, sorry about that. Oh. But anyway, I want to say thank you to everyone here tonight. Stick with it if you're after flight dreams. I had them, just like many of you at your age right now. Well, I had them 40 years ago. And I wished I'd have stuck with it, but you know, there are so many things that we never know. And I will say right now, yes, I gave up on it. And I wished I hadn't, but you know what? In the long run, when I look back, I can't complain, folks. And I hope you can do the same, whichever road you take. If you push for it, folks. Don't let little setbacks come in and hold you up. Push for it. Go for that, you know, go for it. They need pilots, and they need a lot of them. So, keep at it, keep going, and you'll make it. Sometimes it seems like it's kind of like a movie I watched. Little apples, oranges here. Bear with me. If you ever seen the movie Wyatt Earp, might just be called Wyatt. But anyway, obviously about the life and times of Mr. Wyatt Earp, the first U.S. Marshal, or part of the U.S. Anyways, you probably know it from the OK Corral. Anyway, there's a line in the movie where he's telling his soon-to-be wife, I think it was, yeah, it was his soon-to-be wife, about the Wild West. You could just, he said, ride towards a mountain, and the next morning wake up and you're no closer. That's how flying can sometimes seem when you're trying to get there. Keep at it. Don't let anything, if you keep at it, keep getting back up on the horse after a bad check ride or whatever comes your way. Keep at it. You will find yourself in that right seat. And congratulations to the two folks that I know that support Flying with Mike. Thank you so much. And congrats on your keeping at it. So, and I hope you all do too. So, for now, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. And tomorrow we'll start off in Amsterdam and head over to Prague, and who knows after that. So thank you for flying with us tonight. We had a great time, great crowd, and we'll see you tomorrow, 1600 Zulu. God bless you all, and have a great night.